Alright, today LVT is taking on PALO, and I'll be bringing in Gallon, Absorbing Man, and Scorpion. I got 9 fights. I start out with this Nimrod. It's an easy fight. And I hope the audio is coming in good, because I'm having to do it while I'm charging all this stuff, because my old lady says I give her a big headache, so we're going out tonight, apparently. So I'm trying to get this done out of the way now. But anyways, this Nimrod, this is tailor-made for Gallon. It takes a whole 15-20 seconds. There's just not much to it. It's quick. You build up charges so fast, heavy, and look, I mean, this fight's already over, and I barely even started talking about it. Yeah, there it goes. There goes the L1. But now I've got a couple Absorbing Man fights. I think the first one is this Arcus on 20. Yeah, there we go. I'm moving now. I do go in Magma form. I'm still kind of getting used to the whole Absorbing Man. You know, I've seen people do some crazy stuff with him. But, you know, until you play it enough in war, you know, to really get that comfort level going, you know, there's still that little bit of nerves, like, oh, man, I really hope I don't mess this up. Spoiler alert, I do mess up, but it's not with him. Not with him anyways. But, you know, I think I do invuln here, yeah. And that's just in case he gets to an L3, you know, and I don't have to worry about him. If I want to push him to it, by God, I'll just push him to it and say, hey, what are you going to do about it, huh? So we start out in Magma form, and I'm trying to get I want to stay close so I can get the armor breaks, to get charges, pause. It just makes my life easier. Now, I was told to play the Counter-Strike node itself, and I don't really. I don't even worry about the flourish charges, because I'm giving him a ton. Because, I mean, look, one L2 and the guy's about dead. But, you know, I knew I was going to push him to an L3, but I didn't care. Wasn't all that worried about it. I knew I had the invuln. Still got 2 hits left. I knew after my first L2, he was going to be about dead. And he is. I think one more combo and that's it. I mean, yeah. Oh, I don't even combo. I just throw another L2. Hey, how about that? But now we're going back to Noel on 22. Luckily, this one ain't a rank 5. So he got a little bit less health. But I got a little confidence from last war. You know, I survived. You know, spoiler, that's not the case in every fight this war. But I use a lot of the same strategies as I had in that one. I think I actually keep my invuln on where last war I did power start 1, and that's because everybody I saw was power start 1. Everybody used a power start 1, so I was like, well, okay, I guess that's what I need to do, you know. But after taking it last war, I'm like, nah, I don't know, I might switch it. Do I switch it? After all that I just said? Yeah, okay, maybe I do. I'm still copying everybody else, okay. I mean, you know, everybody else does it, and I guess it does get you to your L2 quicker. And don't forget to go in Magma form, whatever you do, or you in for a bad time. That's the most important part. Yeah, we'll get into the fight here in a minute. You know, I gotta check, triple check, quadruple check, you know, because I'm paranoid. I guess I think the boosts are just going to magically change on their own. I don't know what I'd do if they did. But again, look, all we're going to do, we want him to throw the L2. I want nothing to do with the L1 whatsoever. And that's why we're doing 4-hit block, 4-hit block. I do go on and throw my L2 because I know it's going to push him to his L2. And as soon as he does it, I know I'm going to get 600 charges. So we go on, refine the form, and now it's big boy damage. Oh, yeah, he goes down pretty quick because I'm doing just so much more damage. I was trying to get back to my L2, but he didn't live that long. So we didn't quite make it. But now we have Gorr on 24 and the Scorpion fights start now. Okay. Gorr on 24, as long as I power start one and I keep him fate sealed, not much to worry about. But you have to keep him fate sealed. And y'all should be proud. I cut out some of the boost in this war. Y'all are welcome for that. Of course, it's still a long video, but I tried. So that's why we use the power start one. Just let's go on and get the fate seal started. Get the neutralize up. And right there, well, okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. So we kind of play around. He luckily throws a heavy. I was close to an L1. We get him back fate sealed. I want none of his nonsense, none of his buffs. Yeah, right there, I don't know what I was doing. I remember in the fight, it was like I went dumb. It's like I know his L1 animation, but I forgot it. I went blank. I don't know why. But we get back on track. We get back to doing, and right there, unfortunately, it happens again, but he throws his L1 immediately, and he's dead. Okay. Now, for this scroll fight. My God, okay. This scroll. Okay. Alright, so I'm using Scorpion. Now, with this fight, you want to start out parrying 5 times, because if he gets an armor, you're going to bleed. I'm not bleed immune. Now, you don't want him to throw L1s either, because that turns all his buffs into armors. So you want to push him to L2, which turns him into Furies. Now, my L1 will fate seal, so I keep the power start 1 on for that very reason. And I'm getting my 5 parries, get him to 5 Furies, and we drop it. So right now he's fate sealed, and I got some neutralizers. Everything is good and goes well until, well, no, not right there, okay. There's one L1, but he was fate sealed and had the neutralizers up. But now that falter's coming, okay, so I'm going to parry 5 times, get him to 5. Okay, now I'm going to throw my L1. But you can see somehow it didn't fate seal. It gave him 1 armor, so I'm like, oh man, here we go again. So, I'm not real sure what to do at this point. I'm trying to get to my L1. And so I finally get it, throw it. Okay, good. Fate sealed again. Alright. Now, I need to get him to an L2. Okay? But he's at an L1. I'm faltered. I missed that parry. What I should have done there was go on and hit into him and get the falter off, but I didn't. I dashed back. He threw the L1, got the armor, and I'm nowhere near an L1. Nowhere near it. So, my wall dexes wasn't on point, and I bleed out. So, I take a break, and I talk to Liza, and she's like, hey, Absorbing Man's bleeding immunity? I said, he is. She said, well, go nuke him. I said, all right. Here you go. Hold my beer. Time to open up a can of whoop ass on this dude. Because I was mad, and oh man, I was ready to take it out on this guy. I did start out parrying 5 times just to avoid the armors. And man, me and Absorbing Man go to town. Now I get faltered, and right there I should have parried 5 times, but I knew he was about dead, and I was still in that mood, and I was just, all I wanted to do was hit him. So, it takes a little bit longer, but Absorbing Man gets him down. So, unfortunately, that's our second death of the season. We're now 73-2 on the season, sadly. But, we still got 4 more fights this war, and I go on and take them now. Because I'm just, hey, let's do the thing. It's showtime, So, we go to this Omega Sentinel on 46, and I'm going to use Gallon. She gets so many armors, there's really not much to it. You want to build her armors up, and then use your charges. Now, you kind of, I think I kind of play somewhat according to strike counter, and that's why I start out with a heavy, going and use that one. she's going to regen the whole fight, not stressing it, not worried about it, because my harvest is going to kill. I'm going to get enough charges where it one-shots. Learned that on iDoom earlier in the season. And, and that's why I'm throwing random L1s just for the strike counter. I don't want too much block penetrations. Even though I know it's a nothing fight, after just dying, I ain't trying to die again. So, that's all we're doing. My charges are already getting up there. I'm at, 500 right now? A few more combos, maybe another L1. I don't know what I'm doing. And just baiting L1s, I stay away from Omega Sentinels L2. Just because if you don't dex that last hit, you will get incinerates on you. And I just don't want any part of that. So now here we go. We got our charges up. We do the heavy and we just kill with the harvest. Harvest just goes on, takes her out. So, now my old buddy iDoom on 50. Now, I was given the option between Scorpion or Gallon. They both work. Look, Gallon is a good iDoom counter, but I'm going with my boy Scorpion. With iDoom and Gallon, we got too much history. So, it's time to bring the side piece in and let the side piece do its thing. So, we use a Power Start 1, Fate Seal, out the gate. That way I don't have to worry. It's just rinse and repeat, basically. And that's all I do. All I'm going to do is block specials. Because if you've watched any of my videos, well, me and iDoom, it's about 50-50 on his dexes, depending on how I'm feeling that day. And wasn't the best of days anyway, so, I'm going to stay away from that. And this is it. This is a little bit of a longer fight, but that's all right because he is going down. He's slowly going down, and that's all I want. I've got plenty of health, nothing much to worry about. I think at one point, though, he gets his regen when I don't have him fate sealed or neutralized. Kind of like Gorr did, but, we just kind of back up. And I think it eventually goes away. I might have already missed it, not paying attention. I was trying not to make the dog bark. Have I already missed it? I might have. Should stop rambling and probably watch my fights. Maybe I'd learn something. But yeah, there it is. I didn't think right there. I'm like, okay. But he's not at an L1, so I don't have to deck. So I just kind of, even though I do push him to one there. Luckily, he didn't throw it because probably wouldn't have dexed it right anyways. But I'd have tried. Oh, that's the bad part. Even though I know the good thing about Scorpion, he can block unblockables. I'd have probably still tried. And probably failed. But now the regen does draw this fight out a little bit longer. Because he did get a decent regen off. He was regening, 1,500 to tick, somewhere in there. I don't know. But it's somewhere in that area. So it did give him some health back. But as you can see, Scorpion's just too good for this fight. And not much to worry about. Now we go on to node 53, APOC. Now usually I like to use the shock pre-fight when I'm fighting APOC with Scorpion. That way, in case I mess up, I ain't got to worry about a poison. But with this node, I keep the poison pre-fight on. That way I can turn off stun and reflection and parry him. Even though I don't think I parry him too much. But I could if I wanted to, I guess. Okay, I did throw on an invuln here. Not really sure why. I guess I just didn't want to die again. It's not really needed for this fight, but I guess when you die once, you get paranoid. And that's, I'm guessing, what happened. And of course, it still kills me not using power backs. It's so ingrained in me. But, you know, like 200 people said, hey, you're an idiot. They don't work on L1s. And I was like, what? So, no more. But there we go. We get that poison off, and you can just see we're getting with the ability to parry, it makes it so much easier, you know, because you don't have to worry about his flourishes as much, but you want to make sure that, you know, stun and reflection is down before you parry. So I keep an eye on it throughout, and I do a pretty good job with my timing on it. And I don't think I parry much outside of the beginning, just because the timing fell off for whatever reason, and it just didn't feel right. And the fight was going so smooth anyways, I was like, well, you know, just don't die. You can finish with 1% health, you know. This is his last fight, so don't die. So I kind of just stuck with that way, and it ended up working for me, although it would have been faster and better if I had parried more, just because it would have done more damage when he was stunned. But he goes down, no problem. So now my last fight is this Terrax. And we're using Absorbing Man. So this is about to be a new fest. Yeah, I used a bunch of energy refills. I'd been at my son's baseball practice, and my wife didn't tell me. She volunteered me to assistant coach. So that was a surprise. So I got into my fights later, and I had to get up early for work this morning. So I was like, well, let me go in and knock out all my fights now. And that's kind of what I've done. I prefer to finish night one myself. It's nice waking up knowing I don't have to do any war fights. And usually we're very, very good about finishing night one. So I do throw on power backs. They're not really needed. Really, they're not. You know, he's going to do so much damage so quickly that it's really unnecessary. But I like wasting loyalty, so why not? You know, what's 10,000 loyalty anyways, huh? And I throw on a regen for whatever reason, I don't know. But again, we're in magma form. Key here, magma form. Even though with Skrull, I was in Uru. That was the only one I was in the Uru form in. The rest are magma. Because I want the energy resistance from his magma form. Now, I know I'm going to take a good bit of block damage out the gate. I know that. I've accepted that. But all I'm wanting to do is build up my charges before I really go into it. And I'm playing Stun Immune, build up his flourish. That way his power stays up. I don't have to worry about it at all. And now I can refine my form, and we can go into this L2. Because I get to 600, fire that off, and look at that baby. Oh, man, that was sexy. Woo, Jesus. But unfortunately, we lost the war 3-4. I was the magic number 4 on the death. Lucky me, right? But, you know, still proud. I did get MVP for whatever reason. I don't know. I didn't really deserve it. Happy and Cody did, though. They're phenomenal. They really are. But we still had a pretty good clear. And that's it for this one, folks. We'll see y'all in the next one.